discussion today, as I've said, we'll be talking about power and efficiency. This is still under kinetics of a particle. Okay? Sige, let's now dive right into our discussion. So, una is the power. Okay, power by definition is defined as the rate at which the work is done. So, we have discussed already the work of a force, the work done, and the principle of work and energy theorem. Tama ba? Based from the previous discussions natin. Now, this time, we will continue. Okay, but this time, we will be talking about power. So, again, that is the rate at which work is done. Okay, yung work natin, 'di ba, that is denoted or has a unit of joule kapag we are dealing with SI units. Now, kapag sinasabi nating rate at which the work is done, we will be dividing this work by time. Okay, basically, yung power is joules per second. Okay, usually joules per second yan or work per time, no? So, pag joules per second, that is watts, no? Okay. So, it is the energy needed to supply a motor or machine to conduct work and is represented by watts. And sabi dito, watts. Okay, the formula, okay, we have here power equivalent to the change of work over the change or the total elapsed time. Ito yun. Or that is simply the first derivative of the work with respect to time. Okay. Or, pwede din natin gamitin tong force times velocity. Okay, yung force usually, naka-newtons yan, then velocity would be meter per second. Itong newton times meter, that is a joule. Okay, then divide it by second, you get watts. Nandyan pa ba kayo? Sorry?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. And then, we also have, sorry, hold on, naglag lagi. Okay. We also have efficiency. So, efficiency of a machine is defined as the output power is always less than the input power due to the loss of mechanical energy caused by friction, vibration, and so on. Hence, the efficiency of a machine is always less than 100%. So, take it for example, we have here a motor, no? A motor. Then, that motor is used to power up a compressor. Okay, meron tayong compressor dito. So, yung power ng motor is galing yan sa electrical outlet or galing yan sa electricity. Tama ba? And then, since yung motor natin is not 100% efficient, meaning to say, whatever yung na-receive ng motor is not always convertible 100% to useful energy, which is yung gagamitin ni compressor. Some of it will be expelled to the from the system. Via vibrations, via friction, iinit yung motor natin. So, meaning to say, that is a loss of energy. So, yung efficiency nito is not 100%. Yun yung sinasabi dito. Wherein yung efficiency is calculated using the output power. Okay, for example, this is the output power of the motor. And this is the input power to the motor. So, yan yung na-receive ng motor. Ito yung output ng motor. So, basically, yung efficiency ng motor is given to be yung output ng motor over yung energy na na-receive ni motor or yung power na na-receive ni motor times 100%. So, ito yung magiging formula natin for efficiency. Okay? Sige, let's diretso na tayo sa mga problems, no? We will be solving 5 problems for the day. Okay? Sige, I'll just move na lang dun sa OneNote. Okay? This one. Okay, let's start na tayo, no? Sample problem number 1. The man in the figure pushes on the 50 kilogram crate with a force of 150 Newton. Now, determine the power supplied by the man when t is equivalent to 4 seconds. The coefficient of kinetic friction between the floor and the crate is given to be 0.2. Kinetic coefficient of friction yung binigay dito, it's because yung crate natin is already moving. Okay, so what we can do is to draw the free body diagram nito, no? Okay, let us just say we have here our weight, that is 50 kilograms times 9.81, tama ba? And then we have here our force, naka-incline, no? Ito, naka-incline, wherein meron siyang 4, 3, and 5 na mga components. Okay, so yung incline na force natin, we can also resolve that into two components, yung along x and along y. or vertical. Okay, and then since we are given with kinetic coefficient of friction, so expect that there is also a resisting force between this surface. So that is your frictional force. Okay, that is denoted as F sub F, or yung formula niyan is mu K, that is kinetic friction, times the normal force. So meron pa tayong normal force dito. Okay. Ito yung normal force. Or pwede natin gawin, if di kayo uh, medyo ano niya, no? So this is the weight, which is always directed downwards, 50 times 9.81. And yung normal force is always normal to the surface, which is that n. Okay, so what we can do is to solve muna the value of that n. So we can sum up the forces along the vertical, no? Equate that to 0. So kasi wala mang movement sa vertical, so therefore equate that to 0. So basically, diba, that is mass times acceleration along y, but still we don't have movement along the vertical, so 0 yan. Okay, so we have here 50 times 9.81 minus n, no? And that is equivalent, meron pa tayo, ito yung vertical component ng force natin, which is negative 150, and that is 3 over 5. Okay, and that is equivalent to 0. Okay, kindly give me the value of our n daw. Sige, everyone. Kindly calculate daw. Sorry. Kindly give me the value of our n, or the normal force.
400.5, sir.
400?
0.5 po.
400.5. Ay, sorry, mali pala. Ito, negative 2 plus, then is positive. Sorry. Baliktad. So, negative man ito, pababa. Ito din pababa. So, balik. Mali yan. Positive to. So, that is equivalent to, sige daw. Nandiyan pa ba kayo, class? Sige, ako na lang, no? So, magiging positive na yan. Tapos, 9.81. Then, we have here 150 times 3 divide 5. So, you get 580.5. Tama ba? 580.5 newtons.
Yes, sir.
So, that is your normal force. Okay, now, okay, let's take this force, the summation of forces along x naman, that is equivalent siya sa mass times acceleration along x. Okay? So, basically, we have here, so, either lang ha, either of the methods, yung impulse or yung, kung gusto nyo, itong second law motion, no? Pwede lang yan. Basta, same naman din yung sagot niya, no? So, therefore, pero meron din talagang mga problems na very appropriate or mas madali yung impulse gamitin or yung work of energy theorem, or meron din iba yung mas madali gamitin yung second law. Ito yun. Okay? Or force, mass acceleration or force acceleration method. So, what we need to solve here is the value of velocity basically. Kasi yung power is equivalent to force times velocity. So, yan yung kukunin natin yung velocity. To do that, we need to solve for the acceleration along x. So, summation of forces along x, positive yung magiging right, no? Right direction. So, that is 150 times 4 over 5, no? And minus itong friction, 0.2. Then yung normal force, 580.5. I think wala na, no? And that is equivalent sa mass, 50 kilograms, then AX. Okay, therefore, AX is equivalent to, sige daw, pakibigay ng sagot, 150, 4 over 5. Sige, kung meron ng kayong sagot, kindly dictate naman. 580.5, okay, divide 50. Nandiyan pa ba kayo, class? That is 0.078. 0.078, that is meter per second square. Nandiyan pa ba kayo, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is our acceleration. Okay, so therefore, yung velocity natin, since initially at rest siya, tama ba? Okay, let's check. Oh, initially, the crate is at rest. So, velocity initial is 0. Ito, 0 yan. Plus, okay, plus acceleration, okay, which is 0.788, then time is after 4 seconds. So therefore, yung velocity natin after 4 seconds is equivalent to 312 meters per second. Okay, so we now have our velocity, therefore, yung power natin, okay, therefore, yung power natin is equivalent to F times velocity. Now, velocity. Now, ano yung gagamitin nating force? Is it 150 or yung along sa horizontal? Kapag naka-incline yung force natin, you always remember that yung force na gagamitin natin dito is yung effective force. Meaning to say, yung effective force is along the surface. Okay? Meaning to say that should be the horizontal. Okay, so power is equivalent to 150 and along horizontal that is 4 over 5. Then yung velocity is 0.312 meters per second. So ito newtons to. Then meters per second, automatic ang sagot natin is watts. So this is Newton meter per second or watts. May tanong ba? Check natin na, baka may tanong. Loading dyan ako masyadong ano ako. 37.44. Yes, correct. That is 37.44 watts. Okay, yan yung power, no? Okay? So, I think wala namang question dito, no? Madali lang ito. So, proceed tayo sa problem number 2. Okay. Pataas ko lang to, ha. Sorry, hindi na. Okay, problem number 2. Okay, the motor M of the hoist shown in the figure lifts the 175-pound crate C. Ito yon, 175 daw yung 175 ba yun? Or 75? 75 pala. 75 pound yung crate na to. That the acceleration of point P, saan yung point P? Ito yun, no? So, bale, inihila yan siya ng motor. Okay. Is 4 feet per second. Determine the power that must be supplied to the motor at the instant P has a velocity of 2 feet per second. Neglect the mass of the pulley and the cable and take E. Okay, efficiency ng motor yan. E is 0.85. Take note na efficiency is equivalent to power output over power input. Yung tanong dito is determine the power that must be supplied. That refers to the electrical power. So, yan yung power input. So, ano yung dapat yung i-input na power sa motor para ang mangyari is that itong 75 pound, okay, will have a speed, no, of 2 feet per second. Okay. Ito, this is efficiency. So, anong pwede natin gawin dito? Okay, what we can do is una, i-draw muna natin yung free body diagram nito. Let us take, for example, i-cut natin siya dito. So, pag i-cut natin dyan, mayroon tayong dalawang tension. Ito yun. At saka weight. Tama ba? If we will be summing up the forces along the vertical, equate to 0. Along the vertical to, positive will be this one. We have here 2T. Okay, let's say, for example, this is tension. Dalawang T yan, minus 75. Okay, meron tayo dito m times acceleration, no, velocity along v or vertical or along y na lang. Okay, so equivalent yan sa yung weight natin is 75 all over 32.2 para maging slug, then acceleration along y. So meron tayong acceleration y in terms of tension. Okay, so basically we have here hold on. Okay, 2 times 32.2 all over 75. So that is 0.858, no? 0.8587. So for example, 7 na yan. T minus, okay, 32.2. Okay, 32.2. Kasi if we will be multiplying 75 by 32.2, then divided by 75, that is obviously 32.2. Yan. Okay, so that is our AY. So this is our equation number 1. Now, what we can do is that we can use yung sa ano gani yung uh, motion, ano pa yung tawag doon? Yung dependent ba? Motion dependent. So, ganyan. So, we can just sum up the lengths, no? So, una, ito. Length na to. Ano yung magiging length niyan? SC, no? SC. Dalawang SC yan. Dalawang SC. Ito. Okay, dalawang SC to. And then, plus SP. Okay, SP. Equivalent sa length. And if we will be deriving s with respect to time, that we get velocity. Okay, velocity p equal to 0. If we will be deriving velocity with respect to time, you get acceleration c plus acceleration p equal to 0. So, acceleration yan kasi yung given dito is acceleration. Sabi dito, so that the acceleration at point p is 4. We need to identify the acceleration at c. So, acceleration at c, or just equivalent siya dito sa acceleration y. So, we have here 2, yung acceleration c. Okay, take note, c is equivalent to y in here. So, gawin natin 0.85870 minus 32.2. Then, yung acceleration p, that is equivalent sa, okay, 4. Okay, so that makuha natin yung tension. Okay daw, pakikuha ng tension everyone. Tension is equivalent to, hello? Okay, 2. Nandyan pa ba kayo? Paki-confirm naman mo. Okay. Shift solve, we get, for example, set natin. So, we get 35. Tama ba? Hold on ha. I think may mali. Saan pa tayo kang kamali, guys? Dito. Tama ba? Okay, 2 times, hold on ha, 32.2 divide 75. Correct naman, no? So, 2 AC, ito magiging negative 2 4. Ano sagot niyo dito, guys? Okay. Kaya mali tayo kasi, okay, what if i-store natin to? Okay, so that is 2 times store natin A, tapos X minus 32.2 plus 4. Check ko lang kung equal ba sa shift solve. So A, that is correct. Then X, that is 35.17 pa rin, no? Saan ba tayo nagkamali? I think wala naman. Okay, sige. Tension is equivalent to 35.7. Okay, that is pound. Okay, if we have now our tension, anong tanong dito? Okay, so yung power class na require, ito yun. Power that require, so mangyari niyan, we need this tension tapos yung velocity. Velocity is already given to be feet per second. So, in this case, tension times velocity. Yan yung magiging force natin na required. Okay, tension is equivalent to 35.17, no? Pounds. Okay? Hold on May mali talaga ba? Dapat kasi 39 to, 0.83. I don't know saan ako nagkamali. So, wait sa 75. Tama naman, no? Okay, sige. Baka nag-differ lang sa calculation. Sige lang. And then, velocity would be 4 feet per second. Tama ba? Ay, 2 feet per second pala. 2 feet per second. Ano yung makukuha nating value dito, everyone? Hello? How about this one? Ano yung value na makukuha natin dito? 35.17 times 2.
70.34, sir.
70.34. 70.34. That is pound feet per second. Yan, no? And then, kung di nyo ito alam, okay, kasi HP dapat, yung sa motor kasi, HP dapat yung unit niya. Kapag motor, HP. Pag electricity, watts. Okay, HP dapat yung motor, yung power. So, take note, for the conversion, okay, 1 HP is equivalent sa 550 pound-feet per second. Okay? Therefore, yung power na required, yung power pala na need natin, no? Hindi pa yan yung sagot. 70.34 divide 1 over times 1 over 550 or divide 550. You would get pila nga horsepower? 550. Okay? So that is equivalent sa 0.127. 0.1278 HP. Pero hindi pa yan yung sagot, ha. So we need to also consider the efficiency. Yung P out yan. Ito yung P out, kumbaga. Okay. Now, therefore, balik tayo dito. P in is equivalent sa yung P out is equivalent to 0.1278. Okay. 0.1278 HP divide ng efficiency 0.85. Okay, kindly give me the supplied power na need natin. So that is eto divide 0.85, you would get 0.15. Okay, 0.15 horsepower. So ito yung kakailangan natin na power. Okay, nakuha ba everyone?
Yes, sir.
Nakuha? Okay, yan yung sagot for number 2. Okay, proceed tayo sa number 3, ha. We'll try to answer these 5 problems today. Okay. Okay, check ko lang ako naka-record pa ba. Okay, naka-record pa naman. Okay, so problem number 3, if F is equivalent to 10S, where S is in meters, okay, and the contact surface between the block and the ground is smooth, determine the power of force F when S is equivalent to 5. When S is equal to 0, the 20 kg block is moving at velocity equivalent to 1 meter per second. So, meron na tayong force na in-exert dito, and that would cause our block to move, no, at the distance of 5 meters. But at S equivalent to 0, meron siyang initial na velocity is equivalent to 1. Okay, kukunin natin yung, so, wala naman itong friction, no? Wala kinetic, wala ang binigay na kinetic or friction. Therefore, so we will now be considering the normal force. Okay, basically to solve for this one, we just need the power, no? Power, again, is equivalent to force times velocity. Meron naman tayong force, which is 10S, and yung S is equivalent sa 5, no? So, we need just to solve for the value of V. So, to do that, we can just use this relationship na ADS equivalent to VdV. Tama ba? Wherein yung, if we will be summing up the forces along X, that is mass times acceleration, so yung force is 10S, then mass is 20 kilograms, then acceleration will now be equivalent to 1/2 of S. Tama ba? Now, balik natin yan dito. So, acceleration is 1/2 of S. Then, we have here ds, and that is equivalent to v dv. Now, we will evaluate this from 0 to 5 meters. Ito din from 1 to velocity. Kasi yung initial position dito, or initial velocity is 1, not 0. Okay? So, for this one, gamitin natin ito ng calculator, no? So that is integral of 1 half s. Okay, 1 half x na lang. Lagay natin. Then 0 to 5. Okay, you would get 6.25. 6.25. Dito, we have here, di ba, yung derivative, integral ng v dv, that is v squared over 2. And then, since meron tayong 1 initial, so that is 1 squared over 2, or that is 1 half. Tama ba? So, lagyan natin yung 1 half dito, 6.25, magiging positive 1 half yan, is equivalent to v squared over 2. Then, velocity will be equivalent to, okay, 6.25 plus 0.5, okay, times 2, then square root ng answer, you would get 3.674. Okay, 3.674. That is meters per second. Now, we now have the velocity, therefore, your power is equivalent to your force, which is 10s. Yung s natin is 5, times velocity, which is 3.674. So, this one is naka-Newton, this one is naka-meter per second. Therefore, we will be expecting a power in terms of watts. So, that is 10 times 5 times 3.674. That is equivalent sa 183.7. 183.7 watts. Okay? Nakuha nyo ba? Questions? Questions, everyone? Meron ba questions?
None so far,
If
sir.
in negative ang 4,
sir.
makuha ang 39.83. If in negative ang 4. Okay. Tama, no? Wait ha. If in negative yung 4. Kasi tama, no? Tama. Kasi, yung direction nila is opposite. Okay, tama pala. Dapat in negative tong 4, you would get 39 point something. Okay, that is equivalent sa 39.83, no? So, kapag in negative yun. So, kapag 39.83 yan, so ito magiging 39.83 din. And then you would get, okay, hold on ha, 39.83 times 2. 79. So, ito 79.66. Okay, 79.66. So, you would get, hold on, 79.66. Actually, sorry. 79.66 over 550, you would get 144. 1448. And then, 1448 dito. Okay, 1448. Then, you get 1.7 here. Actually, madapit lang man din. Pero, ang tamang sagot nito, ito, 0.17 talaga. Based on the solution manual. Pero ang ginawa niya dito, okay, this is negative. Ginawa niya negative to, no? Okay. Okay, kasi yung acceleration, ay, tama. Kasi yung acceleration is opposing the acceleration ng gravity. Kaya magiging negative. Tama, correct. So, negative pala yun dyan, class. Okay? Sige. For this problem number 3, do you have questions with this one? Hello?
Wala po, sir.
Wala. So,
Wala
can
po, sir.
can we proceed with problem number 4? Okay, problem number 4 tayo. If the motor winds in the cable with a speed of with a constant speed of 3 feet per second, determine the power supplied to the motor. The load weighs 100 pounds and the efficiency of the motor is given to be 0.8. Neglect the mass of the pulley. Okay. So, for this one, okay, meron daw tayo ditong load. Okay, ang load natin is 100 pounds. Kung ika-cut natin yan dito, so you will be expecting what? Tension. No? So, summation of forces along vertical equal to 0, yung tension is obviously equivalent sa 100 newtons. Tama ba? 100 pounds. Now, kung dito naman natin yung ika-cut, okay, meron tayong dalawa dito, di ba? Yung yung ano dito, yung tension dito is equivalent lang sa tension dito. So basically, you have here 100, then 100. Then ito, okay, yun yung tanong dito, TB. Okay, then we have velocity. We just need to solve for the TB, then multiply it velocity, makukuha natin yung power. Then divide it by 0.8, makukuha natin yung power supplied. Yun lang yun. So efficiency equivalent to P out over P in. Now, we now have the value of tension which is 100 pounds. So kung ika-cut natin yan dito, then if we will cut it here, then you would get like this one, no? Dalawang 100. Okay, and then we have here tension at B. So yan yung kukunin natin. So basically, tension at B is equivalent lang sa 200. So therefore, power out is equivalent sa 200 times velocity, which is 3 feet per second. And you would get 600 pound-feet per second for that. Okay? So that is your P out. Therefore, for P in, that is your power supply, no? Sa motor, that is 600. Diba? Kung gagawin natin tong HP, we will be dividing it by 550. Or we will multiply 1 over 550. And divide it by the efficiency, which is 0.8. Okay, kindly give me the value of this one. 600 divide 550 times 0.8. You would get 1.36 HP. So that is 1.36 HP. So, ganun lang kadali, no? For this problem. Okay, do you have questions with this one? Hello?
No po, sir.
Okay, wala naman. No? So, last problem for the day. Okay, hold on na. Ay, pwede man nato ni pagam yun. Uy, sorry. Okay. So, last problem for the day. Or basing gusto nyo ni mong assignment para na ipraktisanan.
Pass, sir.
Ay, pass lang. Sige, pass lang.
Sir, mas better, Sir Jud, pag maminaw mi sa imo.
Okay. Sige.
Tama.
Tama na. Tama mo, pero tama na. Sige na. Okay, so sige. We have here a 50-pound block resting on a rough surface for which the coefficient of kinetic friction is 0.2. A force F, ito, which is actually inclined, no, at 30 degree with the horizontal, is given to be equivalent to 40 plus x squared. So obviously, yung F natin is a function of hat or your position. Whereas it is in feet, okay, acts on the block in the direction shown. If the spring is originally unstretched as s equal to 0, then the block is at rest also. Determine the power developed by the force and the instant the block has moved 1.5 feet. So ito medyo mahirap to, guys. But if we will be able to what they call this one, draw the free body diagram correctly, masasolve naman natin to. So we have here a force, tama ba? And we have here two components ng force, along horizontal and along vertical. Ito yun, di ba? And then aside from that, sorry. Okay, we also have the weight, no? Ito yung weight ng ating block, which is 50 pounds. And then of course, meron tayong normal force for that. And then, if may normal force tayo, and then meron tayong kinetic friction, so, pag i-move natin or mag-apply tayo ng force, guess what will happen to this block is to move in this direction, tama ba? So, the friction will resist that motion. So, nandito yung MKN. Okay? Aside from that, yung spring is also resisting the motion. Kaya, papunta yung spring dito. Pag ganito yung spring. Okay. So basically, what will resist is the force ng spring at saka yung friction ng surface. So ito yung force na i-apply natin to move this or to cause this block to move. So una, kukunin natin yung N. Yung N value. So summation of forces along vertical, equate that to 0 kasi wala naman tayong movement along vertical, kaya automatic yung MAY is equal to 0. So that is 50 pounds negative. Okay, negative 50 pounds minus yung F natin. Yung F natin is 40 plus S squared. So, negative yan kasi yung vertical component niya is pag ganito. Okay, and then That is 40 plus S, no? And then, plus N, yung N natin. So, wala na tayong forces along Y, along vertical, equate that to 0. So, therefore, your N natin will be equivalent sa, okay, mali pala. Kulang pa to. Cosine, sine of 30. Okay, itong vertical man. So, that is equivalent, plus N equivalent to 0. So, yung N natin would be equivalent sa, ito magiging positive. Ito magiging positive din. Yung 40 times sine 30, that is equivalent. Yung sine 30 is 1 half. So, 40 times 1 half, magiging 20 na yan. And then, we have here plus. So, okay, that is 1 half of S squared. Okay, therefore, this is equivalent to 70 plus 1 half of S squared. So, ito yung magiging first equation natin for N. Now, let's try to solve naman yung, basically, we need just to solve for the power lang man ang kailangan natin dito. So, that is basically F, no? Then, again, kapag incline yan, yung effective force na gagamitin natin is along the horizontal or along the path. So, that is Fx. Then, we have the velocity. Yung Fx natin is 40 plus S squared, no? Then, cosine of 30 times velocity. We need to solve for the value of velocity. For this case, guys, ito yung sabi ko, ang mas madali dito na method is to solve this using nung work energy theorem. So, basically, yung total na energy or kinetic energy, no? Total kinetic energy at point state 1 plus yung summation ng overall work or summation ng lahat ng work involved equivalent sa kinetic energy ng point 2. Okay. Now, initially, at rest man yung block natin, so automatic 0 din ito. So, summation of work, no, from 1 to 2. So, una, since yung displacement natin is papunta dito, so yung force natin would have a positive work. Tama ba? At itong dalawa, itong Fs at saka yung friction, that would have a negative work. Kasi they are opposing the displacement. Okay. So, therefore, you have here, since naka-S yun tayo, no? So, we'll be expecting integral. Okay. 40 plus S squared, then that is, cosine. Itong along X tayo, no? Cosine 30. Then that is ds. So, evaluated yan from 0 to 1.5. So, yan yung work ng ating force. Minus, okay, again, minus yung sa work ng MKN. So, yung MK or mu K, sorry, that is 0.2. Okay, 0.2. And then, yung N natin is also a function of S. Tama ba? So, we'll be expecting integral pa rin. So, that is integral of, okay, 70 plus 0.5 na lang, S square. Then, from 0 to 1.5 ds pa rin ito. And then, last one is yung sa spring. So, di ba yung work ng spring is equivalent to negative 1 half K then delta S square. Okay, or yung displacement. So, obviously, that is 1 half. Okay, K is equivalent sa 20. And then, yung delta S is 1.5 square. Okay? Yan na yung total ng mga work, no? That is equivalent sa kinetic energy. 1 half. Yung mass is 50 pounds. Gawin natin yung slug. Kaya, divide natin by 32.2. And then, yung velocity, yung hinahanap natin dito. Okay, velocity square. Okay. Now, kunin natin yung calculator. Let's try to evaluate this one. That is 40 plus x square. And then, that is cosine of 30 degree. Okay, as you can see, naka-radian mode ako kasi previously nag-radian mode kami. So, I need to convert that to degree. So, make sure din tama yung mode ng calculator nyo, no? Kasi kapag hindi, goodbye. Okay? Minus, okay, sorry. Minus 0.2, then integral ng 70 plus 0.5. So, S squared. And then, evaluated from 0 to 1.5 pa rin. And then, lastly, ito. Okay. Sorry. Minus 0.5 or 1 half times 20 times 1.5 square. Okay? So, yung sagot natin dito is ito. Shift store na lang natin, no? Para di mawala. A. Then, divide natin or cross-multiply natin. So, 2 times 32.2. Hindi talaga ako masyadong nag-shift solve, guys. So, ginaano ko talaga yan. Algebra. Okay? Then, we have here 12. Yung square root ng 12 is equivalent to 3.465. So, yung velocity dito is equivalent to 3.6. Sorry. Mali pala. 3.465. 465 and that is feet per second. That is feet per second. So, yun na yung velocity natin. Then, proceed na tayo sa power. Then, power, therefore, power is equivalent sa 40. Okay, yung force natin, 40 plus s squared, wherein yung s is 1.5 square, then cosine of 30, times velocity, which is 3.465. So, ang labas dito, pound feet square, pound feet per second, then multiply it by 1 over 550 para maging horsepower. Okay, power therefore is equivalent sa 40 plus 1.5 square, then cosine of 30, then that is, nandyan pa ba kayo? 3.465. I-confirm naman ha kung nandiyan
Yes,
pa kayo.
sir.
Okay, divide it by 550. You would get 0.231. Okay. 0.231 horsepower. Ito yung magiging sagot natin for this problem. Okay? So, I think we're done, no? So, wala naman tayong efficiency na given dito. So, automatic power lang yun. Power develop lang. Kapag may efficiency, yung power develop divide the efficiency, you would get the power supply. Power develop or output power, the same lang yan. Okay? So, I will just upload this one, no? Yung solutions nito at saka yung recording for your reviewing. If you have no more questions, I think we're good na.